And I'd like to open this meeting of the Woburn Conservation Commission for March 26, 2026. Please note that this meeting is going to be recorded, and if you would mind silencing your phones. And with that, we're going to have under public hearings, the City of Woburn for Lake Ave and Cove Street Rain Garden Parking Lot. It's DEP 348-0828.
Mr. Vice Chairman, before we get started, I'd like to state that I have missed the meetings of 2/26 and 3/12/26, and I have watched both, so I should be good to go on any of those items that might require a vote.
All right, great, thank you, appreciate that. And if you wouldn't mind printing your name in, please, and state your name for the note keeper.
Yeah, I'll stand here. Work
Or
the
you
keys
could drive and I'll...
technical information.
Going to be up here, so I'm
Yeah, so we'll be
going to
presenting.
slide over.
Sending a quick update today. So yeah, I'm Alex Ruzicki, the city engineer in Woburn. Thanks for having us tonight. We have a request for amended order of conditions for the Horn Pond Rain Garden project, which, as you'll see, and we alluded to in a public informational session a couple weeks ago, that it expanded to a bit of a parking lot improvement potential project with the fish ladder coming by. We saw the need for additional improvements to the parking lot. And I'm here with Haley Page from Weston and Sampson, who's been working on both orders of conditions and the updated order of conditions for the rain garden here tonight. Pass it off to you.
Great. So just to orient us, you'll see here we have an aerial locus highlighting this area of the parking lot that we're going to be speaking to today. And here's a zoomed-in view where you can see the parking lot a little bit clearer. Next slide, please.
Sure, you guys all know what the Horn Pond parking lot looks like, so I've felt the liberty to zoom right through those two. But here we are.
So just a little bit on the permitting history. So the DEP file number 3480828. The original order of conditions for this project was issued December 14th, 2020. This order was extended and still is valid. We are now seeking an amendment to that existing order of conditions for the additional proposed project updates. So the original project proposed to install a rain garden located near its water treatment plant on Lake Avenue, adjacent to Horn Pond. This rain garden will serve to capture and treat stormwater through a nature-based system. This will ultimately aid the management of increased stormwater and will improve the quality of the water entering Horn Pond and ultimately Horn Pond Brook. So previously, the impacts that were proposed included impacts to bordering land subject to flooding, 100-foot buffer zone to the pond bank, and within compensatory storage of bordering land subject to flooding. There was originally proposed 1,540 square feet of impact to BLSF with a replacement of 3,700 square feet. There was a proposed 1,540 square feet of impact within the 100-foot buffer zone, which would have led to the replacement of the entire impacted area. And there is no flood storage impact from the originally proposed project. So here's the plan that was previously approved in the previous order of conditions. Just for reference, to refresh, you can see the rain garden is outlined on kind of that northern portion of the plan here. So now into the proposed changes. I don't know if you want to...
Yeah, sure. So what essentially I think happened with the original rain garden, it happened, I think, just as COVID was breaking out. There was an idea to do it. The funding fell apart. Things changed at the time. It was always an idea that the previous city engineer had left with me, and I always thought we should try to bring back. And with the fish ladder coming to the city, it felt like the right opportunity to re-engage this effort. So what we sort of been looking at, and you can see it on the screen, is the engineering department started to look at really the configuration and layout and safety issues of the existing Horn Pond parking lot. And we quickly realized with a little bit of work, 3 feet maybe closer to the pond, but not within any of the buffer zones, and 5 feet further from the pond on the south side bathroom facility side, we could essentially add about 30 or 35 more parking spots with little impervious impact, and all that eventually will be captured by the updated rain garden and then some from our original proposal. So really the opportunity arose at the right time to give Horn Pond parking lot and Horn Pond itself really the facelift and beautification that it deserves with the increased traffic and eyeballs that we're expecting. So you can see on the screen it's 5,038 square foot impervious area, and we're adding granite curb rather than the slope granite curb, and you'll see some of the highlights and safety features that we really keyed in on some of the other sides coming up too.
Great. Now jumping into the revised impacts that we're proposing. So within bordering land subject to flooding, there'll be a temporary impacted area of 522 square feet. And there will be a permanent impact of 963 square feet, leading to a total impact of 1,485 square feet of total alteration within bordering land subject to flooding. There will be a replacement of 1,570 square feet of BLSF upon the completion of the project. Within the 100-foot buffer zone, we're proposing 19,187 square feet of temporary impact and 13,679 square feet of permanent impact for a total impact of 32,866 square feet of impact. Ultimately, that will all be replaced upon the completion of the project. And as in regards to compensatory storage, there will be a net cut of 115 cubic feet with the fill of 95 cubic feet, leading to an increase of an additional 20 cubic feet of compensatory storage available on site.
Yeah, so all that being said, the numbers are bigger because the rain garden got bigger, and that's probably a good thing for everybody to really sum up the impacts from the original layout to what you'll see now, which I think everyone will really enjoy it here. But
So here you'll see an existing condition plan that was submitted with the amendment to the order of conditions. There's some colored lines here. You'll see the blue line represents the top of bank of Horn Pond. The orange line represents the 25-foot no disturb zone. The dark green line represents the 150-foot wetland buffer, and the light green,
100 and then 150.
yeah, dark green represents the 100-foot wetland buffer, and the light green represents the 150-foot wetland buffer. You'll see to the side that there are some riverfront area lines called out in yellow. However, this project poses no impact to riverfront area. That was just there to show that it's on site, but we're not impacting it. So moving on from the existing conditions, this is the site preparation and demolition condition plan. You can see the rain garden along with the curbing and the additional parking spaces outlined on this sheet. And as we kind of continue to flip through, I think there's more. So this is the drainage plan in regards to the rain garden, which an updated stormwater report was submitted with this amendment request that it captures these drainage improvements that are proposed. And then if we could flip ahead. So this is the planting plan within the rain garden using native plants to fill in and treat the water using look natural and match the areas around. And then I believe the next slides are just details. So I think at this point we can open it up for questions for the commission.
Let me just go back to the parking lot improvements because I think that's in this slide here. So I think you saw in the planting plan that the rain garden really does encompass the entire buffer zone from the top of bank into the parking lot now. So that area really will become less of a sediment washout and a pedestrian sort of footpath, and we're proposing a sidewalk on the back edge of the curb, which if you were able to zoom in to the edge of the parking spots, we're adding a sidewalk to get people out of the parking lot and into a safer refuge that still remains outside of the no disturb and outside of the rain garden. And in the future, it will provide a great area to really get people right on top of the rain garden and really, during a heavy rain event, really see it working, and even during low flow, really be on top of it without disturbing it. And that area is always been sort of a sediment trap and a washout into the pond. So the rain garden got longer and the parking lot got a little wider to accommodate each other. Basically, as you're looking at it, the drivers enter on the right side. There's that bump out that I refer to as a bullnose. I'm not sure what its intent was, but that would be removed. We'd add a walking path that ties into the sidewalk on the back edge of our new curbing that will lead you right down to the fish ladder and tie in eventually down to Lake Ave. We've created a much safer pedestrian drive through the parking lot. And in order to really further that point, we've added a safe island refuge in the middle of the parking lot there. You'll see 2 of the spots will be dedicated to an ADA accessible handicap ramp in the middle of the parking lot, so that if someone's coming down the hill from the treatment plant, they now will have a crosswalk to the middle that they could provide a safe place to rest, and then they would be able to cross safely to the sidewalk and another ramp on the other side. So, you know, there's a lot of things about this project that they're really neat, but I think getting people out of the parking lot in this zigzag Frogger fashion and people parking haphazardly is something that people are going to notice every day, even, you know, when it's not raining and this rain garden isn't fully functional. So, you know, you'll see we added about 35 spots, and it really didn't take up much of the footprint, and we're treating more of the water from the parking lot than we were under the initial conditions. So overall, I'm hopeful that everyone sees a huge improvement here on the grading, drainage, and parking lot. ADA, there's 2 new handicap spots that'll be located right next to the fish ladder that, you know, early on in the fish ladder project, I noted that would absolutely be required. So if we weren't to go forward with this big improvement project, we'd be losing spots to maintain compliance. So from there, we hit the ground running and really kind of tried our best to see what we could do with the parking lot, and that's our pitch. So we'll open it up to your questions or however you want to go from here.
Right, anyone on the commission like have a question or two?
Yeah, the first issue for the permit was 12/14/2020, is that correct?
Yep.
And I don't recall, but back then, was it peer reviewed?
I can't speak to that. I wasn't involved in the project at that time yet.
You?
I don't think so.
I don't think it was.
I don't recall it being peer reviewed.
Okay. And I see just over 5,000 square feet of impervious being added. The storm water and treatment and everything is ample to take care of that additional impervious.
Yeah, I believe the original garden was treating 3/4 of an inch. Even with the added impervious, we're treating the first inch, and that is the recommended from Mass DEP for rain gardens and green infrastructure. So we've more than accounted for all of our additions. Yep.
Okay, that's all I have for now.
I've got a quick question in regards to maintenance. I'm trying to remember back when we first went over it, the general maintenance, but now that it's a bigger garden, it does it require a little bit more maintenance, and if so, has it been addressed?
Yeah, we've had some talks. You know, this is something that the city definitely needs to provide more of a helping hand with the existing bioretention systems and things like this. We don't have a designated staff, whether it be parks or highway or DPW, but we have an O&M plan that's in there. It's really annual checks and annual cleanup by hand, you know, things like that, obvious things and debris that are getting in there. I've already talked to them a couple times about this not being a snow storage area in the future. That would go a long way with keeping debris and stuff like that out. So I think it's something that we'll handle in-house, but, you know, a call to the community and someone who would be willing to adopt this, I think would be a huge success for everyone involved too, but I'm not sure how that would work, you know, with the adopt an island and things like that. But my concern really, and we talked about it briefly, not today, but the issue is the establishment of the plants and grasses the first year. So getting that watered and taken care of the first year would go a long way, and then after that it should feel itself out and it should establish itself. So the hope would be, you know, if this can get done under the fish ladder, that contractor would be able to set up some sprinklers that first summer, this summer ideally, and then after that it would be kind of low maintenance and mostly on city staff to handle unless someone was kind enough to adopt it for us.
We do our annual conservation day. That's one area that kind of usually gets addressed, you know, through different volunteers, and maybe we can pitch in a bit on that day as well. But
Yeah.
obviously it would require more than.
Yeah, that's only one day.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think a public partnership or, you know, within the different departments and volunteers, I think this really will be an area that people are going to go-to, and I think there'll be a lot of people that want to see it.
And remind me on the garden itself, that's still an area that people can walk across, if I'm not mistaken, or is that not?
It won't be walked across, so the closest you'd get is, you have that head-on existing parking to Horn Pond. There'll be a 4-foot sidewalk, basically where the existing curbing is now, and the rain garden will sort of mildly drop off slope-wise from there. So you could barely be on top of it, and I don't really think you'd be able to get between the rain garden and the pond very well. I think we're kind of going to keep people really out of tramping
Yeah,
through it.
that's the idea.
But
You
that's
can really get in close to it.
thought, I just wanted to be refreshed on that.
Yep.
So the fishing in that area, along that stretch, is that going to still be accessible for fishermen, or?
I don't know where. Well, so that's sort of a double-edged sword because the fish ladder is going to be right there. So I think
So that might be
you probably want to keep people out of there a little bit on a buffer. I'm not the expert fisherman, but that's certainly where I would go to fish. But I don't know if we really want. That seems a little too easy.
well, that's good, because it does tie in, obviously, when that comes out, into play,
Yeah,
change things.
I'd much rather see people on the other side, on that beach side and Arlington Road. But
So-
we can work on signage and things like
Say
that.
signs and
Yeah.
physical barriers, no fencing or anything?
I think we do have a fence on the back edge of the sidewalk that
I
would
think you
go
have a
in.
guardrail, right?
Yes, sorry, not a fence. It's a posted guardrail that it's a knee height fence to just keep people from stumbling over the back edge of the sidewalk. I mean, if the funding was available and the commission would rather see it sort of taper back to keep people out of it, that feels like something we could amend or add or come back to. But there's no intent to stop foot traffic along the lake. I think it'll just kind of happen.
Generally, it's going to be a welcome improvement and change, so.
Appreciate it.
Any other questions on the commission?
I do, if I may. Is this project, are we repaving the entire parking lot, or are we just gonna,
That is the intent.
that is, and same grade, we're not changing any grades, or we just changing?
No, it would be a 2-inch mill and replace.
Just mill it.
We don't so the elevations would remain. There's probably a couple low spots and things like that we would work out, but it's essentially pave and replace in the same general area. I'd love to say we are doing it, but it will be on my budget request that the city council will hear this spring. So
And I'm just trying to think, the last time do you know when the last time that was actually paved or repaved?
it looks like a long time ago.
I'm trying to think, I don't think it, I'm thinking back in my mind, and
It doesn't.
I don't remember it being
I'd
done.
say 20 years easy
Yeah.
if I had to guess.
Probably more.
Um,
but I'm in favor. I think
Yeah.
it's a great improvement, and I think it's again, it's a win-win. I think the parking spaces are much needed down there, and of course, the improvement to all the drainage, so I think it's a great one, so.
Thanks.
If I could, just a couple of comments. So first of all, my understanding is there was a project, it was dying off, and you brought it back to life. Is that true?
We don't want to take that much credit for it. But I was at the right place at the right time.
Well, I want to say thank you for bringing
Yes.
it back to life. I understand and appreciate the environmental impact and all the positive things, but I, like Commissioner Meany, I'm really excited about those extra parking spots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me
A lot
too.
of spots.
It is. When we realized we had an opportunity that the parking lot probably needed to be repaved after the fish ladder, I think
Right.
it's on its last legs, and some construction equipment being in there, it wasn't going to survive. And at that point, we saw an opportunity to really make sure that we're going to do this right and do it over. And Ryan in my office and Teresa working, we just found a really great fit here. So I appreciate it.
It's impactful. Thank you. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great, any other questions on the commission?
I'd just like to comment that I like how you did the parking spaces, and I think it's going to, you go down there now and people just create their own place to park. So I think that will eliminate that. So I think that's a big, big plus.
Yeah, I think people will, I think we have 90 proposed. I think people will try to get 100 in there on a nice day when the herring are running.
I know you can't,
But
but
it-
at
it'll
least
help.
this is, yeah.
I was down there 2 weeks ago on a 70-degree day, and we have 60 spots. There was easily 75.
Oh,
people
totally, yeah, yeah.
So it'll be a little more organized and a lot safer for
I think
people
so,
getting
yes.
in and out of
Yeah.
cars. Getting
Yeah, that can
across.
be a challenge, too.
We're excited.
Anyone else on the commission? Any comments?
So I have a couple of questions. So I want to echo the comments from my fellow commissioners and administration. I think it's a great project. I really like it a lot. I've been saying for a long time that the fish ladder is going to bring in many more bird-type species. It's going to bring in a lot of people. It's good for the city. I like the extra parking because we're going to need it. There's no two ways about it. I have a little bit of a concern with the extra people. You get extra trash and debris. I would like to see us come up with some kind of, who's going to take ownership for the trash and debris? Because I know we can rely on volunteer groups to do a lot of this, and we do, right? I have a volunteer group, we do a lot of it. But I want to make sure that it's not, well, they're going to do it. No, they're going to do it.
You're right.
I'm going to do it, right? So that's what I'd like to at least figure out what that plan might look like. Because I want this place to look really, really good.
Yeah, me
When
too.
we have visitors coming in from outside the community, and they come in, this is going to be a showpiece for them. So I want to make sure of that.
I have faith that people will recognize the eyeballs, the attention, and how good it looks, and this will be on a top spring cleaning list. And I don't think trash is going to be sitting in here. Yeah, I can't say that after, people trash the place, we'll clean it up the next day. But we have talked about it internally, and I have faith that the staff and the crews will certainly keep an eye on it, busy as they are.
So now I want to kind of pivot to the planting plan
Sure.
and the invasive species that we have over there. I mean, you've been over there, you know what's over there. So there's quite a bit of invasive species. We've been trying to do a little bit of management over there with it. I don't know how much of that is going to be coming out of there, right along the shoreline. And there are some nice trees in there, but they're all taken over with buckthorn and, bittersweet is over there. And so is that part of the planting plan to remove the invasive species?
It's not currently. I know that you'd rather deal with the invasives a season ahead and then have a clear planting space. Right now, just with the time of year, you'd want to be doing that now, and I don't have a specific funding source or target date of implementation to this. And not to complicate the permitting effort, but if the stars align and the budgets are approved and we have extra funds, I'm more than happy to put together an invasive plan, really for the fish ladder, and on Lake Ave, there's a good vista looking up the
Yeah.
dam that really used to be a lot cleaner than it is now.
Yeah.
It's certainly something that I recognize, but we don't have anything in our budget now, given we don't know the seasonality of when this ultimately could get in.
Okay. So that kind of leads me to, we know we have an invasive species problem over there already. You're going to do a planting plan where this is, and you're going to put in grasses. There are trees that are going in there? Is that?
Couple, yeah.
Yeah, a couple. I want to make sure that we're not into a situation where the invasives are going to take over,
Yeah.
where we just put in all of this really nice trees, good grasses, shrubbery. It's going to look really nice.
Yeah.
I don't want the bittersweet, the buckthorn getting into it.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. I think, again, that is a large permitting effort because we wouldn't be able to spray really anything. That's all hand removal. There's certainly an opportunity if this goes out to public bid in the fall, or this is a change order on a fish ladder project potentially that is cost efficient, there's certainly an opportunity to engage a contractor with a plan and come back. But an invasive plan is one beyond the scope of what we really set out to do, but it's so much more complex than installing the rain garden that a contractor
Absolutely.
every day could do. So,
Absolutely.
and you don't want to do half an invasive management plan either.
No.
So even if we stopped at the limits of the rain garden, if it's right there, it's probably coming back. So if it becomes a problem for the rain garden, I'm hopeful that we have the funds to make it not a problem. And again, the last thing we want to do is invest in something and have it overgrown and overrun and start to really fall apart. So I echo your comments. I just, until the pieces start to come together on construction and funding, I am kind of left with what we got for now.
Just lastly, when you do your planning plan, I think you have something in here. I think you've got some integrated pest management in your, either in the amended order of conditions or in the notice of intent. I just want to make sure that we do have a good integrated pest management plan, that we don't want to be using anticoagulant rodenticides over there. So that's what I'd be looking for.
Yeah, we can confirm that it's not in there or the appropriate measures are in there. I'm not sure I'd expect a ton. I'm sure there's pests everywhere, but there's no real structure here,
Yeah.
so I'm not.
Yep.
We're really not disturbing a ton of earth in the grand scheme of that or any hiding places. So certainly, if it becomes a problem, just like any other project, fish ladder, as you know, has it on site and the appropriate measures too, just nearby. And the hope is that these sort of happen concurrently. We're not gonna pave the parking lot before we finish the fish ladder, and we're probably not gonna do the rain garden before we finish the fish ladder.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Hopeful for this fall, if I had to put a date on it.
That's the, so that's the extent
Yeah.
of my questions. Thanks a lot, guys.
Anytime.
Appreciate it.
Anyone else on the commission with any other comments or questions? With that, oh, Teresa, I'm sorry.
That's okay. First of all, I wanted to express my gratitude to the former city engineer for having this rain garden vision and presenting it to the commission. And I would also like to express my gratitude to the current city engineer and his staff for all your work on it, and Weston Sampson. I think this is a fabulous project. I'm very excited about it. I would encourage you to have some educational signs, because I think it will be a showplace and people will see it, and it'll be nice for people to know what they're looking at. Maybe, something on like what the trees are and what the species are that are planted, what it's doing. But I think it's really fantastic, and I'm just delighted to work with you on it. So thank you very much.
That's something we're talking about maybe for July too, when the money. But we've done that in other projects, and the fish ladder will have signs. We'll probably work with the same designer. We can put a plan together where the posts will go if they go in and all that stuff. So, but yes, we really think. I think buses of kids will be coming here in the spring. I think it's going to be a very hot place to be. So.
Good. So with that, since it's a public hearing, I'm going to open it up to the public with any questions or comments.
Chair, members of the commission, for the record, Chuck Viola, Ward 7 City Councilor, also liaison to the Conservation Commission. Anytime we can positively impact the jewel of the city, I think it's a great idea. This will capture more rainwater that runs off from the parking lot, and the addition of these parking spots are definitely needed down there, especially with this fish ladder that's going to be built. It's going to bring people from all over the area down there, so I think between the fish ladder and the rain garden, we're going to have two awesome projects down there, and appreciate if you'd give a favor recommendations to this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. First off, thank you for everything that the commission does. It is appreciated. I see your good hard work, and it's noted, so thank you. I'd like to thank Alex and his team for all the work that they've done on this. and former city engineer Jay Corey as well. So, fish ladder is something that I've been excited about for 7, 8 years since we started talking about it, if not sooner. But during that period, it seemed like it was really just a dream. But at this point, it's closing in on a reality. And this is a big part to finish it off and really tie it all in together. As I've said many times, Horn Pond is a jewel in the city of Woburn. And I know you all feel the same way because I see you all there on Conservation Day. And this is an opportunity to pull it all together and improve that parking lot. And anytime you do anything like a scope of this parking lot near our crown jewel, you really have to look at it. But man, has this been looked at with the improvement of the garden there and just tying it all in? It just seems to me like it's a home run. So I can't tell you how excited I am about it. And I look forward to getting my 3 grandsons down there and watching the herring run and enjoying it as I enjoyed Horn Pond from the time I was old enough to walk right until seeing Commissioner Joyce there yesterday walking around the pond. So again, it is an important part of our city. It's a great improvement, and I just hope that we can pull it all together and get it across the finish line. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else in the public that would like to speak? Bring it back to the commission for one last opportunity. Any questions or comments? With that, then, we're looking to, I'm assuming you're looking to close.
That would be our preference, yeah. Just a quick scheduling update. We're waiting for a quote for the contractor to start on the granite removal and curbing and sidewalk on your word and on your permission. But I told him I'd be here tonight, and I'm hoping he starts Monday after the 10-day waiver, not Monday. So we're looking to get going before this is too much of an inconvenience. And I would just also add to the commission and the public, this will be a difficult summer to park at Horn Pond. There'll be growing pains with both the fish ladder and the parking lot. Our office is open for if you see anything wrong, but there'll be times where the parking lot is half closed, half accessible. But when we're all done and the fish ladder is opening in a month and the fish ladder should finish this summer, the summer or the fall, you will notice a transformation at Horn Pond, unlike you've seen before. So appreciate your patience.
With that said, then I'm assuming there'll be some kind of public notification.
Yeah, you should
to our
notify
city
people, yeah.
website or
Absolutely.
signs.
We were
and-
looking to close a public hearing tonight, send out a press release of the fish ladder securing its final funding. That's opening April 22nd, and basically letting the public know that we have the go-ahead for this parking lot improvements. And as soon as he says go, we'll be putting out signs and letting people know as soon as we can. I want to get that done. I want to expand the parking lot before the weather really brings the people, and then sort of take a break and let the fish ladder kind of sit in the corner and try to keep that. I don't want to do it all at once. So it'll be some growing pains out there, but I want to get the parking lot opened up, get a little space so that during construction we have that extra little bit of wiggle room, maybe in the back of the parking lot to get a couple cars while the fish ladder is taking up space. So sequencing would be taking the curb, opening up it, putting the erosion controls up, all that stuff, getting the parking lot expanded, open, get the fish ladder done, get the rain garden done.
I think we're looking for a motion.
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The ayes carry. Great.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Looking
Thank you very
forward to it.
much.
See you out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck, guys.
All right. Next, under public hearings for 2B, we have Site 1 Landscape Supply, Locust 31 Road for a notice intent, DEP number 348-0899, parking lot modifications, and this meeting's been continued from February 26th as well as March 12th of this year. And with that, if you wouldn't mind signing in, state your name for our note taker, and you're going to be on this, so I'm going to slide aside again.
Tom Schutz here from Goddard Consulting here on behalf of the project at 31 6th Road. This is a notice of intent application that's been in front of the commission 2 times before this. Yeah, no problem. Take your time. So between the last hearing and this, we submitted an O&M plan to the commission. Hopefully everybody's had a chance to take a look through that. And then also we had a site walk where we reviewed the wetland flags and some potential changes. Those were surveyed and added to the site plan. 2 wetland flags were added to the line, that being GCA 5.1, which is where my cursor is currently, and then also GCA 6.1. That just added a better connection between some areas that were lower, were holding some standing water during our site walk and had hydric soils. So we wanted to make sure we modified the line to include those appropriately. As you can see, the 25-foot buffer zone, even with those flags, isn't reaching the parking lot or even within the fence line here, so we shouldn't have any additional impacts to that zone based on those flag removals, which is great in my opinion. The site plan is also modified to add some no snow dumping signs, 3 of them across the rear of the parking lot. Those can be seen, one here, second one before the large fence area here, and then a third just for good measure inside of the fenced area in this location as well. I don't know if David had talked about it previously, but we also demarcated some snow storage locations shown in this hatched area, this rectangle here, which is approximately 525 square feet. And then additionally, this second one in this location here, which is approximately 400 square feet. He thinks that is an adequate amount of snow storage provided on the site. I mean, the parking lot is not very large, and the rear is going to be holding material, so not too much to plow back there. Other than that, I think that covered the changes. If you have any other questions for me, I'd be happy to take them. Otherwise, we'd be looking to close the public hearing tonight and an order of condition issued.
I say appreciate the changes you made
course.
with the new flagging. I know there was, we were out there and
Yep.
just little bits, but I think that helps. So I appreciate that. With that, I'm going to send out to the commission with any questions or anything.
Yeah, I apologize not being here, but I have watched the hearings on the video. I appreciate moving the snow storage, and you have 2. Is it possible to prioritize the one that's on the side of the building first, and then the one that faces the wetland, use that as a second source?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's a good comment. I don't know if you've been to the site before, but a big portion of it is actually encased in a fence, which is shown in this X and line. So this area would be more difficult to even plow snow to. So this area here would be the preferred area to plow snow, just thinking rationally as somebody who would plow a parking lot.
If there's some type of maintenance plan or plowing plan, is that something that could be noted so the plowers know that that's priority number 1, and then when that is full, to go around to the back?
Sure, maybe that can be a special condition that that area is used as primary snow storage, and then the area encompassed within the fence can be the secondary snow storage as needed.
The other question, and it had to do with the snow and storms as well. And I don't recall, but I may have missed it, salt and de-icing material. What is proposed, and is there any signage to make the contractors aware of that?
Hold on, let me go to page 11 of the order, or of the O&M plan, because that is in there. Page 11.
If this is redundant, I apologize. I just don't recall hearing it.
Like they're going to be using potassium chloride to maintain safe walking surfaces, and if used, and then that agent would then be put into an inside area. As for the tracking to the wetland, the site is fairly flat, so I wouldn't be too concerned with runoff. But there is an area with riprap right here that would prevent any kind of additional chemicals. Hopefully that would be dropped out before entering any of the wetland areas. But as far as I can tell on the O&M plan, there's no specifics for use of chemicals within the parking lot.
Just as a compliment, I appreciate the offering of the riprap. I know there was discussion as to maybe making it deeper and so on and so forth. But just so you know, this commission typically, whether it's jurisdictional or not, anytime we get a chance to improve water quality, we are pretty much for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And those comments were obviously taken into account, and that was added as
Right.
some sort of stormwater management on the site. So.
I know the catch basins are out in the street, not on your property, so I understand all of that, but that's the emphasis behind all of that. We try to improve water quality anytime we can.
Awesome. Thank you for your comment.
That's all I have.
And any other questions on the commission? Comments?
Yeah, I've got just a couple of questions, but first I'll start with with a comment. So, yeah, I really appreciate the work that you did on this O&M plan. Looks really good. I was very happy with it.
I can't take the credit for that. That was David who did that one. So
You know what?
I'll stand here and take the compliment. But
So relay that back to David.
I will.
All right? Because I thought it was a very good O&M plan, and it captured the key careabouts that I was interested in. And I do thank you for going out with us and flagging those two spots along there. That was good too. Just one question. I have a question on the dumpster, and I guess my question would be, did you have to go before the city or the Board of Health on the dumpster to get any kind of permit in place for that? Do you know of?
I don't know the answer to that question.
I'm asking the question because I want to ensure that the dumpster or dumpsters have closed doors on them at all times so that nothing can get in and nothing can come out except when they go to take them away. So that would be one thing that I would want. And the other thing is, just on the integrated pest management plan, I'd like to see some language in there that we're not going to be using anticoagulant rodenticides. We can condition that. And also, I'd like to have that plan submitted for approval after it's modified. We can do that with the condition as well. Those are my questions or comments.
I don't know the answer to the dumpster question, but I think your comments about the pesticide is a good one and could be conditioned into the order of conditions and then taken care of appropriately.
Thank you. That's what I have.
I don't know for fact, but I think all dumpsters have a cover. I think.
They're supposed to,
Yeah.
but they're supposed to, and this is part of O&M, actually. When you have a dumpster, they all have covers on them, or they should. But many times, those covers are either left open, they get cracked and they're not replaced, and now you wind up with pest situations that you don't want, but now you've got them. So that's the reason why I bring up the topic of dumpsters, and I also bring up the topic of the Board of Health, because they have the permitting process for dumpsters.
I don't know the answer to that, but those are good points about the pests and the tops on the dumpsters, for sure.
Right, any other commissioners with questions, or Teresa, do you have anything?
Just thank you for your responsiveness to
Yes.
the commission.
Great job.
Thank you.
Assuming you're looking to close, like you mentioned earlier, so with that, do we have any?
Public?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see anyone back there, but we will open it up to the public for any questions, if there are any, and seeing none out there, we'll look for a motion.
I'll make the motion that we close the public hearing.
Second.
Right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The ayes carry. We're closed. Thank you.
Great job, thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
I'd like to say that herring run project seems incredible. I used to work at Mass DEP, Diadromous Fisheries, and I spent hours in that dam scooping over those herring into that pond. So I can attest the seasonals are definitely excited about that project.
It's become quite a lively spot, so it's gonna even be
I was
better.
just down there before this because I was just checking out the herring run. I haven't been down there in quite a while. I mean, that parking lot is a madhouse.
Oh, totally.
It is, yeah.
People are parking diagonal, sideways.
They create their own.
Thank you very much.
Thanks
and,
again.
we'll add some things most likely in conditions like that were mentioned earlier. So.
Okay. You don't need another attendant at another hearing, correct? Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot. Have a good night. All right, gonna go back up there, I guess. Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
the two, yeah, close first.
Yeah.
All right. So we still have two public hearings listed on the public hearing under 2C, 83 Commerce Way LLC TGX Company for Locus 83 Commerce Way, Notice of Intent DEP 348-0871, Bridges, Driveway, and Access Improvements. This has been requested to be continued by the applicant to our April 9th meeting at 6 o'clock.
Make a motion to continue the public hearing of 83 Commerce Way LLC TJX Company at 83 Commerce Way, Notice of Intent DP 348-871 to April 9th, 2026 at 6 p.m.
Second.
Right, motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The ayes carry. All right, next, under public hearings, 2D, John and Joan O'Connell for Locust 21 Hamilton Road, a house addition, DEP 348-0898, and they've also requested to be continued to the April 9th meeting of 2026 at 6 o'clock.
Make a motion to continue the John and Joan O'Connell Locust 21 Hamilton Road, Notice of Intent, DP number 348-898, House Addition, to April 9th, 2026 at 6 p.m.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The ayes carry. It will be continued to April 9th. Right. So I believe, we'll continue on the agenda, and then get to this, Teresa, or you want to do
Thank
this
you.
first? Okay. Wait, though, do I do it now? Okay. All right, so under file request 3A, we have the MWRA, Locust MWRA easement for DEP 348-0816, a request for a certificate of compliance. And
So I believe the commission needs to schedule a site visit. At the last meeting, there was snow cover still on the ground, so commission hasn't actually scheduled one yet.
you want to discuss trying to schedule that in soon, or? Take a look. Let's see.
I'll let the majority of the commission make that decision. I don't know how mobile I'll be at the time, but
We'll fill you in, and you're always welcome, but you got to take it slow. So,
we did receive a letter while we're doing site visits out at Woburn Concrete. Maybe we should schedule the two of them the same night or the same afternoon or whatever to take a look at that.
okay,
There was a letter from a resident, and then followed by, we have the meeting of November 17th, 2022, that the commission did a site walk out at Woburn Concrete, and in the minutes, it says, asked if any additional work is planned, and the answer was no. And these residents have observed more work going on, so I think a site walk probably, I would suggest, be conducted as well as the MWRA.
okay. So, let's see, we still have a decent amount of daylight during the week. We could do it, it doesn't need to be weekend, or do people prefer the weekends, or?
Either way works for me. I just want to add one thing. We do have another one that was called to my attention tonight. So it's 17 Pinto Road. There's a resident with a tree that's falling, or it fell or it's falling, and it looks like it might be hanging over their house. So I'd like to go out there, take a look at that, and if we could schedule it in with the other two, that'd be great. Or if we need to just schedule a different visit, that would be fine with me too.
Okay.
But I think we need to get out there, and probably need to get out there pretty soon. I can
Yes.
go up there in advance and take a look.
Yeah, I would suggest not delaying on that if it's potentially endangering someone's house. I think
Yeah.
that shouldn't wait. So, whoever is able to get out there relatively quick, I would
You
suggest.
can get out there and make a judgment, I'd trust it.
Me too.
If you want,
Thanks.
if you do go out soon and do text or whatever, if I can go, I'll go with you.
I'll go out there in the next couple of days,
Okay.
and we'll do it quick. I'll text you when I'm going out.
Teresa, and is that something we can do like as an emergency, like have them?
I think so. I mean, I don't know, like, if the tree is even in a wetland, it could be just near it, and if it may not be an issue. I think it's something that if it looks like it's endangering the house and it's not going to cause a problem to the wetland, I think maybe give permission on the spot.
Is that the road that borders the highway,
Yeah.
just kind of over, just about in the Stoneham line?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes,
exactly.
in fact, I believe the house itself is in Stoneham.
Yes.
The front of the lot is in Woburn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like little crossings.
Yep.
Right, thank you. All right, so if we want to take a look at doing that, well, we can actually, why don't we go, we'll do the minutes for March 12th, and then we can, because after that is just sidewalk scheduling, so.
You don't have minutes for
I
March
don't have
12th yet.
Okay,
No.
I'm sorry, that's fine. but
They'll be
then
on the
we-
next meeting.
We will put that off to our next meeting, and then we're back to scheduling some sidewalks. So, let's see. Looking into maybe next week, I'm good for Monday, Tuesday, and
Wednesdays are better for me, but
Hey.
Wednesdays.
Oh, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay. It's Wednesday, let's see, that would be April 1st. Is that
That works.
works good for people? What time do you think, well, and where would we go first? Moving concrete, and then from there, we could kind of ease over to Pinto if we still need to get there. as well as, what was the other one?
The MWRA. I think the
MWRA.
MWRA, if you want somebody to meet you, then you should do that one first so we can give somebody a time.
In
And
the
you may meet-
correspondence, they said they would be there if we did.
Okay,
do-
then I think that should be first because then it's easier for us to reach out to them and give them a time and date.
Okay. So, and that is at the address on that one?
Well, there's
Thank
sort
you.
of multiple areas on that one, so I don't know where the commission would want to start.
Commissioner Lonis and I,
Joyce was out, so would you suggest a location to me?
yeah, so Commissioner Lonis and I went out to 2 areas a couple of days ago. So the first place that we went is the corner of Henshaw and Erie, because there's an area that where there was work that was done, there was some restoration that was put into place. That's the first place we went to, and then the second place was over by actually by the Cranberry Bog conservation area. There's that little, it's across the street from across from Washington Circle. There's that little area where there's a bench and the river comes down, so we should take a look at that.
Is that across from Mill Street?
Yeah. We did notice some areas. This is why it's a good idea to have the representative from MWRA to be out there, because we did notice some areas that we thought maybe could use a little bit more covering. So,
Okay.
So which area would you suggest going to first?
we should go to the Cranberry Bog one first.
So we can have, so once the commission sets a time, we'll have MWRA representative meet at the Cranberry Bog. Okay.
So if you want to stick with April 1st, I don't know that I could get there by 5, maybe 5:15. Is that pushing it, or is,
We got lights.
Well, it makes
We
it
got
kind of
plenty of
late.
light.
I would start it at 5. I won't get there either, but
Okay.
if you want me at one of them,
okay, so...
gotta start at 5.
Well, okay, we'll do 5, and I'll do my best to get there as well, so, yeah, because that time...
Know what I
it's-
mean? Because then you're
Oh,
gonna
I
want to go
gotcha.
to
and we
Woburn
can-
Concrete,
Right,
so.
exactly. All right, so that one's gonna be April 1st, Wednesday, 5 o'clock. So from there, if we go to the bog after that, we're gonna be at least a half an hour.
It won't be after that. It'll go from the Cranberry Bog to Henshaw, then back to Woburn Concrete,
Yeah,
I think.
Okay,
exactly
so,
it.
So that's kind of, do you want to go earlier?
unless we
Open
break,
for any time.
unless
Or
we
you could do a
break up the
different day.
days.
Yeah, you could do a different day in the other.
So, well, we'll do the MWRA on that day, and if we want, the following Wednesday would, if it's not too late, is the 15th. If that's still a good day for people, or if we can sneak one in either the 9th or the 10th, or...
Wouldn't that be the 8th? I'm sorry.
It would be
I think the
8th.
following Wednesday would be the 8th.
Oh, yep, you're right, I'm sorry. I'm ahead of myself here. Oh, I can't make it on the 8th. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's gonna be tricky for me, so let's see, the 6th and the 7th I'm good, the 9th, or even the 2nd, I guess the 3rd. I don't know, anyone has any suggestions?
Wednesday, April 8th, it's up to you.
I have a wedding, so I wouldn't be, but don't do things around me. But I'm just thinking out loud that those that are retired that can go earlier, I don't want to hold you up, so why not? I mean, if you want to do everything in one day, it's just those of us who can make it, I don't know.
Yep, I see what you're saying.
What they're
I'm
most
trying to
into.
be efficient, but,
Yep, Get them all done at once. Like I said, I'd be the earliest I could possibly get
I
there.
know,
be
like
right
John
around
and I
5
can't make it, but
myself.
I'm not trying to say I don't want to do it, but
Yep,
whatever. I can't go the 8th anyway, so either I do something or nothing.
so let's see, this is gonna be April 1st. Did we get the second or the third, or try to do like Commissioner mentioned that, do it earlier on the 1st? I don't know if that works for many or any.
Do it at 4 o'clock on the 1st.
4 o'clock is fine with me.
Get there at 4.
No, but maybe you and I can make it for the concrete place.
Right, exactly. I can still get to the,
Right.
I'll catch up.
You guys mind doing three,
Right,
like
right.
you, the other one was gonna be doing that,
Yeah,
the three, okay.
fine with
So,
me.
So we'll schedule then, that will be the Woburn Concrete at 4?
at 5.
At 5? I'm sorry.
So MWA at 4 and then Woburn Concrete at 5. Is that?
That gives you 4 to,
Oh,
and
okay,
maybe
so you're
it'll be a
gonna put-
little bit early and I'll show up a little, just because,
Fine.
Put the
because you're gonna be from one
MWRA
end
at
to the other, right?
So the MWRA at 4 on the 1st, and then Woburn Concrete at 5, and then if we can get to Pinto Road, or need to by then, we can follow up there.
Commissioner Malone?
I'm hoping Pinto's done by then. I
No,
hope
Pinto's
it goes
gonna be
tomorrow.
done.
I'm
That-
gonna-
You're gonna do that.
Okay, so that's, okay, just, okay, all right.
Commissioner Malone? If I'm available, would you be willing to pick me up if I'm not driving yet?
Absolutely,
I'll give you a call.
absolutely.
All right. So that's that, all right. So next then on the agenda is encroachment updates.
I have no update as of right now, but we do have April on the horizon, which was the plan, is to have correspondence and to come up with something that is a good resolution for everybody. So I have yet to talk to my city solicitor, but that's on the schedule. So I'll have some by next meeting.
Very good. All right, and then under business items 4D, we've got tree program. Any,
So I have an encroachment update, and then I have tree program.
okay, I'm sorry.
Encroachment update. I have no update. I'll have an update for the next meeting. See, we rehearsed.
I have an update for the tree. The first article in the paper was tonight.
Boom. So that was right on my list, thank you. So we'll go right to tree program.
Yep, it was in the Times tonight.
So I have to tell you, I've been very lucky on that with the Times, because I've lost touch, right? So they were different, they're not the same people, everything's changed, blah, 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 blah. And now it's very quick. Bing, bang, boom. I don't have to talk to anybody. I send an email, they come back, they do what they say they're
They
gonna do.
do everything that way. That's how I do
like it's-
my business.
I don't even know who these people are.
You don't. It's all email, but it is efficient, as you say.
They're very efficient, and I
Yep.
will compliment Woburn Public Media. We're on Woburn Public Media right now, but they're the same way. I
Yep.
send them an email, and they say, done.
It's
So
today's
this week,
world.
it's gonna get posted on Woburn Public Media, it's in the Times.
Yep.
And all I had to do was send an email, so, I don't know, so I'm very pleased about that. All right, all that said, here's my update. What was the number of trees the last time, John? What was the total
51.
number of trees?
51?
51, Pauline was paying attention,
I
51.
did.
I was testing you. Pauline had to bail you out.
Failed.
So here it is, but guess
I
what?
remember that it was an odd number.
It's
so-
an odd number, it's 51, and it's changed, now it's 45.
Oh,
So they didn't have all the trees available. Teresa did a nice job of sorting it out with Megan. There was availability of trees. There was some surprise early sales that she didn't expect that came out of nowhere. It was stock, but long story short, we have 45 trees. We have 6 variety of trees ranging from maple to kusa to rising fire. So the order forms are in the annex where we pick up our mail. I went to pick up my mail, and I saw order forms right there. I was very pleased. The order forms, I was able to download it on-site, on the website, and everything like that. This is just, everything's falling into place. So far, so good on everything. Renee was kind enough to get the parking lot reserved right away. We're on schedule. I do have a meeting scheduled for Megan for next week. It's just an annual meeting. It takes 15 minutes. We just go over the list. We set the We set the routine for her to take the truck, get the truck here, beat the truck, and all that. So, all that said, so far, so good. That's my update.
Good, looking forward to it.
Thank you.
All right, and then after that, we've got a draft.
Before we go there, I just don't want to forget. So at the last meeting, the commission had voted to send out an RFP to a firm for two separate
Yes.
proposals. Unfortunately, they were sent out, but that firm is not available to do peer review. So I am just asking the commission if you could make another motion and vote to have me send it out to additional firms. I'm happy to do it tomorrow, but I just want the vote. So if somebody would
Make
make,
that motion to send out RFPs to additional firms.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, the ayes carry. Thank you.
Thank you.
On that subject, if I may, so do we need to, where the motion was that particular firm, do we have to go back and read, how does that work?
So I have the RFP is already written, so I'll use the same one. The only thing I'll do is update the date that they have to submit it by. So it'll be exactly the same as what was worded. Good.
Good.
Thank you.
All right, then after that, we do have, for the city of Woburn, the hearing that we.
Yeah, so
Additions.
it's a draft for the amended order. What I did was I took the order that was previously issued by the commission and updated that. So things that you see in yellow are either additions or changes from the previous order to reflect the new plans, and some clarification on the findings in terms of the date that it expires, and just to note that they filed the request for an amendment. And then further into the order, there's some conditions, I think, toward the end that were added that have to do with the fact that now they're doing work in the parking lot and that there's some stormwater management. So that's, those are the changes, and if you can take a look at the things that are highlighted in particular, that would be great. Looks good to me.
Sitting in her seat.
Oh, I have just one quick question. Why is 86 the applicant, owner, successor, assignees, and 87 is not?
I'm sorry, what's,
My question is, 86 says the
yeah.
applicant,
yep, I see
Owner.
that. Yep,
successor,
yep.
or assignees, but 87 does not.
Well, it's the same, I
thing.
mean, if you want to add those in, that's fine, but I think that
Is it assumed that it's the same thing?
I would make that assumption, yes.
Okay.
But if you want to change
I
the
don't
language.
know. I'll refer to legal.
I do not do contracts, but in this, I agree. I think it's fine, the way it's written.
Okay.
Capture the maintenance portion of it like we. Any comments or other questions on the proposed changes? If we have a,
Chairman, I'll make that motion that we accept the order of conditions for the Woburn wetland permit, Lake Ave and Cove Street, as drafted and amended.
we have a motion and a second, all in favor?
I just want to be clear.
But it's not amended.
How
We
is it
didn't amend
amended?
anything.
Oh, I'm sorry, it was
No, it's amended order.
Yeah, it's an, I'm sorry.
on
I
the
mis-
motion as drafted. I apologize.
Okay, thank you.
I misled you, I believe.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
I,
Opposed? Abstentions? The ayes carry. Very good.
Mr. Chairman? Before we move off of, before we adjourn, I have one item that came in today. It's for the project on 335 Washington Street.
Oh,
It's the Launch
okay.
and Learn Fit Out, so this is from Martinetti Construction. They submitted an integrated pest management plan as required by the order of conditions. So I reviewed the plan. I find it to be very comprehensive. I think they did a very good job on it. There's a couple of items that I think we should have them include that were actually language in the order of conditions that had to do with
Oh,
the
sure.
anticoagulant rodenticides, especially in the land subject, areas of land subject to flooding and the floodplain areas as well. So my recommendation would be that we would accept this plan with those modifications noted, and we go back to the applicant and have them include those in the plan.
And we'll revisit it at a future meeting then.
Well,
Well,
Well, then maybe
they
we
could
shouldn't
just
accept
add
it,
'em. What's that?
right? Do we accept it or ask them to modify it if you want things added?
We want them to include.
Yeah.
Right, but I think I just want to be clear on what you're saying, because if the motion, or if you're suggesting that the plan be accepted, provided that they make the modifications to use the language in the order, particularly, is it condition 50?
Yeah.
Condition number 50, then I think it doesn't have to come back to the commission for another vote if they do it. If they
Right.
say they can't do it or won't do it, then I guess it would have to come back to the commission.
Okay.
But I think they would like to begin work, so it would
Okay,
hold them up
yeah.
other's.
They want to start the work. I think it's,
Oh, I wasn't trying to hold it up. I
No,
just-
no, I just,
We're doing it.
I agree with you, though, it wasn't clear.
I think it's condition 86.
We should verify the condition number.
When you get a second.
You have it? No?
I don't have condition 50. I just have what,
You might have the number right, I just don't, if you have it over there, I'll come look at it.
Yep, you're welcome.
So is that a motion? Sorry, I just want to be clear. Did you make a motion?
Motion to accept the integrated pest management plan pending the inclusion of the language from condition 86.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Ayes carry. All right, with that, anything else, Teresa, that needs to be brought up, or
I don't have anything.
anybody else, anything to add before we get to an adjournment?
Hearing none, Mr. Vice Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Every single
Opposed?
thing tonight.
Abstained? Ayes carry. Meeting adjourned.